Welcome all to the part 1 of our module 3, and this module is regarding shear force diagram and bending moment diagram, abbreviated as SFD and BMD. So these are the contents of our module 3. Now let's see what is shear force. So shear force at the cross section of a beam may be defined as the unbalanced vertical force to the right or left of the section. So we can start from either from right or from left. Okay. So shear force diagram, it is a graphical representation of variation of shear force along the length of the beam. Now bending moment at the cross section of a beam may be defined as the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces to the right or left of the section that we are considering. Now, bending moment diagram is a graphical representation of variation of bending moment along the length of the beam. Okay. Now, these are the sign conventions that are used for drawing shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Usually, the shear force diagram is considered as positive when the forces on the right hand side of the section line is acting downwards and the left hand side of the section line is acting upwards, and also sagging moment is considered as positive and hogging moment is considered as negative. Okay. That means sagging moment means anti-clockwise direction moment on the right hand side on the section line and clockwise moment on the left hand side of the section line. Okay. Now, there are certain rules for drawing shear force diagram and bending moment diagram, and these are the rules. Plotting the shear force or bending moment as ordinates against the position of the cross section as abscissa. Such ordinates are drawn at important points of the beam, and a straight or a curve is drawn joining the tops of all such ordinates. The positive values of shear force and bending moments are plotted above the baseline and negative values below the baseline. If there is a vertical load including reactions at a point, the shear force diagram will increase or decrease suddenly. That is by a vertical straight line at the particular section. If there is no loading at the section, the shear force will not change at the section or its other end. The shear force between any two vertical loads remain unchanged. That is, the shear force diagram will be horizontal and the bending moment diagram will be inclined. Okay. So the shear force diagram for the vertical loads are being horizontal and the bending moment diagram will be inclined. And if there is a UDL in between two sections, the shear force diagram will be an inclined straight line and the bending moment will be a curve. That means a parabolic curve. The bending moment at the two supports of a simply supported beam and at the free end of a cantilever will be 0. Bending moment diagrams consist of either inclined line or curved lines. Okay, so these are the rules for shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Okay. So let's see the first problem, that is shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for a cantilever beam with a point load W kilonewton at the free end. So here you can see a cantilever beam on which the one end is fixed and the other end is free. So here you can see the free end is supported by a point load of quantity W kilonewton. So the fixed end is called as A and the free end can be called as B. And the length of the beam which is termed as L. Okay. So in order to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram, draw a section line HX which is at a distance H from the right hand side or the right hand side. Okay. So you can start either from the right side or from the left side. So here I am starting from the right side. So consider the section line HX which is at a distance H from the right end B. Okay, and look into the right hand side of this section line. So here you can see a W kilonewton load which is acting towards the downward side. So if the force is acting downward on the right hand side of the section line, it indicates a positive SFD. So draw the baseline of the SFD first and mark the ordinate of shear force at the end B. Okay, so before that we have to get the value of shear force at B. For that, bring the section line exits to the point B. So and look into the point B. So there you can see the W load same. So after drawing the baseline and after marking the ordinate at B as W, so bring the section line exits to the center of the beam and look into the right hand side, then to the 3/4 of the beam and look into the right hand side, and then bring up to the point A and look into the right hand side. So here you can see there is no loads are acting in between A and B. So the variation will be a horizontal line. That means the value of W will remain as same at the point B, point A. Okay, so the shear force diagram will be like this, a rectangle. So mark the baseline, mark the ordinates, and then join the ordinates, and then mark the values of shear force at A and B, and then shade the region and mark it as positive. Okay, now we have to draw the bending moment diagram for this cantilever beam. Okay, so follow the same steps that you followed for drawing the shear force diagram. So first of all, consider a section line exits which is at a distance HF from the point B, and take the moment of this loads which is acting on the right hand side of this section line about this section line. Okay, so here you can see a load W which is acting downwards at a distance HF from the section line. So take the moment about this section line, so which is W into H, that is acting clockwise direction. So the indication of clockwise moment on the right hand side of the section line indicates a negative bending moment. So the bending moment about this section line exits, that is M exits, which is equal to W into H, which is negative. So in order to get the value of bending moment at the point B, bring the section line at the point B, that means H is equal to 0. So W into 0 indicates 0 kilonewton meter bending moment at this point, and then W into L, that is bring the section line to this point A, so that H will become L and W into L will be the bending moment value at this end, and which is negative. So mark the ordinates, here it has WL and here it is 0. So join 0 to WL, so it will be an inclined line. So here you can see the shear force diagram for a vertical load which is horizontal, and that of bending moment diagram will be inclined line. Okay, so shade the region and mark it as negative. Okay, so this is a problem. A cantilever beam of length 2 meter carries the point loads as shown in figure. Draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Okay, so here you can see a cantilever beam on which one end is fixed and the other end is free, and which is acted upon by certain loads, that is 800 kilonewton, 500 kilonewton and 300 kilonewton. The total length of the beam which is 2 meter and the individual span length which is also given. So the thing you have to do is, first of all, name the points on which the loads are acting and take individual span. That is, if we name this point as C, so take the span BC and consider a section line which is at a distance H from B, and then take the shear force about that section line. Okay, so likewise follow the same thing for the entire 3 spans and find out the values of variation of shear force. Okay, so this is a shear force diagram. Starting from the right end, consider a section line HX which is at a distance HF from the point B, and look into the right hand side. So here you can see an 800 kilonewton which is acting downwards. So that means which is positive. So from the point B, you can draw a vertical ordinate which is marked as 800 kilonewton and bring the section line up to C. That means from B to C there is no loads are acting in between. So that the line of variation of shear force from B to C will be a horizontal line. So you will get the variation of shear force from B to C like a horizontal line. Okay. Now, for this span DC, again consider the same section line which is at a distance HF from the point B. Okay. Now take the shear force about this section line. So you can look into the right hand side. So here you can see an 800 kilonewton which is acting downward and a 500 kilonewton which is acting downward. So the total effect will be 1300 kilonewton. So from this C, you can see this 500 kilonewton is at the point C. So that means here you have to add 800 plus 500 kilonewton at the point C. Then bring this section line up to D, so that here you can see there is no loads are acting in between C and D. That means this 1300 kilonewton will follow up to D. Okay, then there you can see a 300 kilonewton. So you have to consider that 300 kilonewton while considering the point D. Okay. See, I am considering a section line HH which is at a distance HF from the right hand side, and look. So you can see 800 kilonewton, 500 kilonewton, and here also you have 300 kilonewton. So while considering the left hand side of this point, that is D point, the loads are increases up to 800 plus 500 plus 300. So this sudden 300 appears at the point of D. That means this variation have to be marked as a vertical line at D, and then you bring the section line up to A and check whether there is loads are coming on this B. Okay, if there is no loads are coming, so you can bring this you can draw this straight line or horizontal line up to the point A, and then you can draw this line up to the baseline, and you can shade the region and mark it as positive. So the value of shear force at this point is 800, at this point which is 1300, and at this point which is 1600. Okay, so these are the shear force diagram calculation. Now we are moving on to bending moment diagram calculation. So same thing that we have to consider, that is consider a section line HX which is at a distance HF from the point B, and then take the moment about this section line. So what will be the moment about this section line, which is 800 into h. So check whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. So you can see it is in clockwise direction. So that means which is minus 800 into h is the bending moment about this section line. Okay. In order to get the value of bending moment at B, bring this section line up to B. So that means h will be 0. So 800 into 0 is a 0 kilonewton meter is the bending moment at B. In order to get the value of bending moment at C, bring this section line up to C. So 800 into 0.8 will be the bending moment at C. Okay. So here you can see the bend for the span BC. Bending moment at x which is equal to minus 800 into h. So at B, that means h is equal to 0. The bending moment is 0 kilonewton meter. And now you can consider the span CD, or you can give the value of h as 0.8 for in this equation, or you can consider the section line which is at a distance h from the point C, and you can take the bending moment about this section line. And the bending moment will be 500 into h plus 800 into 0.8 plus x. So putting the value of h is equal to 0, you will get the value of bending moment at C. Okay. So the value of bending moment at C, which is minus 640 kilonewton meters. Okay. Now for the span AD, the variation of bending moment, to get the variation, consider a section line HH which is at a distance HF from the point D, and then take the bending moment about this section line. So here you can see a 300 kilonewton. So 300 into h plus 500 into 0.7 plus h plus 800 into 0.8 plus 0.7 plus 0.8 plus 0.7 plus h will be the bending moment of this 800 kilonewton about this section line. And all these bending moments are in clockwise direction, and hence it is negative. So you will get the value of bending moment A by considering h is equal to 0.5, and to get the value of bending moment at D, consider h is equal to 0, and you will get the value of bending moment at D as 1550 kilonewton meters and at A as 2350 50 kilonewton meters. All these bending moment values are negative, so it will appear on the downward side of this baseline, okay, and mark it as negative and also shade the region, okay. So let's move on to the next kind of problems, that is cantilever beam with a uniformly distributed load of intensity W per meter run. So in order to draw the shear force diagram, so consider a section line HX which is at a distance HF from the free end. So here I am considering this section line which is at a distance H, and look into the right hand side. Here we can see a UDL which is acting at a distance of H meter. Then how will you convert this UDL into a point load? By multiplying the intensity into the distance over which it is acting. So W into H is the equivalent point load. So you can mark the shear force at H sides as positive W into H since it is acting downwards. Okay. Then what will be the value of shear force at B? So bring this section line at this point B, that means H is equal to 0. So W into H, that is W into 0, is equal to 0 kilonewton is the value of shear force at B. Now we have to find out the value of shear force at A. So for that, bring this section line up to the point A and give the value of H as L. So what is the value of shear force at A, which is W into L, which is also positive in nature. So you will get a triangle with the value of shear force at B as 0 and the value of shear force at A as W into L. Okay, then how will you draw the bending moment diagram for this AB with the UDL? That means consider this section line XX which is again at a distance XF from the point B. Now take the bending moment about this section line of this UDL. So the equivalent point load of this UDL is W into H. So W into H. So to draw the bending moment diagram, bending moment about Hx which is equal to, that is Mx which is equal to minus Wx into x by 2. Since it is in clockwise direction, I put a negative sign, and that's equal to minus Wh square by 2. To get the variation of bending moment along this length of the beam, give x is equal to 0 to get the value of bending moment at B. So you will get the value of bending moment at B as 0, and the value of bending moment at A is equal to that means x is equal to L, which is equal to minus WL square by 2. Okay, so the variation of bending moment diagram will be a parabolic curve, and since it is in we got the second degree equation, and the variation of shear force diagram will be an inclined line. Okay. So see, SFD diagram and BMD diagram is drawn. So SFD diagram, which is varies from 0 to a maximum value of WL and which is positive, and the variation of bending moment diagram, which is a parabolic curve, varies from 0 to minus WL square divided by 2. Okay. Now we are moving on to the next case, that is cantilever beam with uniformly varying load of intensity W per meter run at fixed end and 0 at the free end. Okay, so here you can see a triangular variation. That means which is the load is varying uniformly from 0 to W per meter intensity. So we have to consider a section line in order to draw the shear force diagram, and the section line which is at a distance HF from the end B. In order to get the intensity, that is WH, which is at a distance H from the free end B, we have to find out a term or equation in order to replace this WH. So the value of maximum load at the end A is W per meter, and here the value which is WH. Okay, so in order to get the value of WH, we are considering the similar triangles, that is W divided by small l, which is equal to WH divided by H. So from that we can get WH is equal to W by L into H. So we got an equation for WH in terms of the maximum load W. So then consider this section line. In order to draw the shear force diagram, take the shear force about this section line. So here you can see a triangular variation. So how will you convert this triangular variation into an equivalent point load? Just by taking the area of triangle, that is half into X into WH is the area of triangle, that is the equivalent point load. So that will be the value of shear force at HH. So just replace WH as W by L into H. So you will get the value of shear force at H as half into WH into H, which is equal to WH square divided by 2L. So in order to get the value of shear force at B, give H is equal to 0, and therefore shear force at B is equal to 0. And in order to get the value of shear force at A, substitute H is equal to L. Okay, from that we will get the value of shear force at A as WL square divided by 2L, and that's equal to WL divided by 2. And the variation of shear force diagram from A to B or from B to A, which is 0 to 0 to WL divided by 2, and the variation which is a parabolic curve. Okay. Now we have to draw the bending moment diagram for this cantilever beam with a uniformly varying load, and for that consider the same section line which is at a distance h from the NB and take the bending moment about this section line. So you will obtain the bending moment as half into WH into X, that is the equivalent point load, into H by 3, that is the distance up to which the concentrated load will be acting. So in order to take the bending moment about this section line, just multiply the equivalent point load into distance over which the distance from the section line. Okay, so and then replace this WH as WL by H, then simplify the equation and you will get WH cube divided by 6L. Since this equation has a power of 3, we can simply say it is a cubical curve. That means the variation will be a cubical curve. Okay. In order to get the value of bending moment at B, substitute H is equal to 0. So if H is equal to 0, bending moment at B will be equal to 0. And if H is equal to L, bending moment at A is equal to W L square divided by 6, and the variation will be a cubical curve. So here you can see the shear force diagram and also the bending moment diagram. Here it is a parabolic curve and here it is a cubical curve. Okay. Now let's see the next problem. Draw the SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam shown in figure. So here you can see a cantilever beam, and from A to C it is a uniformly distributed load of intensity 2 kN per meter and having a length of 1 meter, and at the point D you can see a 3 kN load which is acting downward. So we have to draw the SFD and BMD for this problem. Okay. So consider the section line for the first span AC. So consider the section line XS which is at a distance HF from the NB, and take the shear force about this XH. So shear force at X which is equal to 2 into H, that is the equivalent point load. Since it is acting downwards, it will be positive. So in order to get the value of shear force at A, bring the section line to A so that H is equal to 0. So shear force at A will be equal to 0. In order to get the value of shear force at C, just bring the section line to C so that H is equal to 1 meter, so that the shear force at C is equal to 2 kN. So the variation will be from 0 to 2, so it's an inclined line. Now in order to get the value of shear force from C to D for the span C to D, consider again a section line which is at a distance h from the point C, and look into the right hand side. So there you can see 2 into 1, that is 2 kN. So you can see from C to D there is no loads are acting. So here likewise in the shear force diagram at C it is 2 kN, and from C to D it will be a horizontal line which is indicates a 2 kN shear force. So see, at D there is a sudden increase in the shear force. That means at D you can see a 3 kilonewton load which is acting downward. So this 3 kilonewton have to be considered while considering the left hand side of D, that is 2 plus 3, which is equal to total shear force of 5 kilonewton will come upon this D point. So see, from D to B there is no loads are acting, so this 3 kilonewton will continue up to B. This 5 kilonewton will continue up to B, so that you will get the shear force diagram like this. So it is positive and the maximum value of shear force will be 5 kilonewton at B. Okay. Now, in order to draw the bending moment diagram, so the bending moment between A and C can be written as bending moment, which is equal to 2 into x, that is the equivalent point load, into h by 2. Since it is a UDL, so you will get the value of bending moment at h sides as minus h square. To get the value of bending moment at A, just substitute x is equal to 0, so that bending moment at A will be 0. To get the value of bending moment at C, just substitute x is equal to 1. So that bending moment at C is equal to minus 1 kilonewton meter. So for the next portion AC, the variation of bending moment will be a parabolic curve. So here you got the equation in the power of 2. So it will be an equation of a parabola. So the variation of bending moment will be a parabolic curve. Now consider a section line which is at a distance h from C for the next span, and again take the bending moment about h6, and that will be minus 2 into 0.5 plus h. Okay. To get the value of bending moment at D, just substitute h is equal to 0.5, so that you will get the value of bending moment at D as minus 3 kilonewton meter. Now consider a section line at a distance h from D for the next span, so that the bending moment at h6, which is equal to minus 2 into 0.5 plus 1 plus h minus 3 into h. So that bending moment at B you will get it by substituting h is equal to 0.5, and you will get the value as minus 8 kilonewton meter. See, all the bending moment values are negative since it is in clockwise direction. Okay, so while constructing SFD and BMD in cantilevers, we are always considering a section and evaluating the parameters, shear force and bending moment by considering the side of the free end. Okay. See, this is the variation of shear force and this is the variation of bending moment. So here you can see the UDL variation for shear force diagram. It is an inclined line, and here also it is a parabolic curve. Okay, and then it is an inclined line, and again it is also an inclined line. Okay. Now the next problem. A cantilever beam fixed at A carries a uniformly distributed load of intensity 2 kilonewton per meter for the whole span and a concentrated load of 5 kilonewton at 2 meter from A. Okay, the span AB, which is 4 meter, draw the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. Also calculate the bending moment and shear force at concentrated load point. Okay, so in this question you can see it is a cantilever beam which is carrying a UDL 2 kilonewton per meter for the entire span, and also a 5 kilonewton load is acting at C, and in the question it is asked for drawing SFD and BMD, also to calculate SFD and BMD for this particular SF and BM value for this particular point C. Okay. Okay, so in order to get the shear force diagram for the first span BC, I am considering a section line HX which is at a distance h from the NB. Okay, and I am writing the equation for shear force, and I will get the equation as 2 into h. So in order to get the value of shear force at B, just substitute h is equal to 0, and to get the value of shear force at C, just substitute h is equal to 2. So I will get the value of shear force at C as 4 kilonewton, and you can see since it is a UDL is acting, you will have an inclined line from B to C. Okay, so at C, while considering the left hand side of C, you can see a 5 kilonewton load which is acting downward. So we have to consider, in order to draw the shear force diagram at C, that is this 4 kilonewton plus 5, that is a total of 9 kilonewton load will be acting at C, and then again consider a section line which is at a distance itself from the support C, then take the shear force about the section line. So then apply H is equal to 2 meters, so that you will get the value of shear force at A, and that will be equal to 13 kilonewton. See, the variation is from 9 to 13, it is an inclined line. So this is a variation of shear force diagram. So put it as positive and shade the region also. Okay, now we have to draw the bending moment diagram. So for that same thing I am going to do, consider the section line which is at a distance let's from the NB, then take the bending moment about the section line, then give X is equal to 0. So bending moment at B will be 0. Now to get the value of bending moment at C, consider H is equal to 2. So that you will get the value of bending moment at C as minus 4 kilonewton meter. Now again develop an equation in terms of H by considering Hx which is at a distance H from C. Then calculate the value of bending moment at A by substituting H is equal to 2 meters. Okay, so the bending moment at A will be minus 26 kilonewton meter, and we already got the value of bending moment and shear force at the point C, that is shear force at C which is equal to 9 kilonewton, and bending moment at C which is equal to minus 4 kilonewton meters. So see the variation here, it is parabolic from B to A since it is acted upon by the UDL. Okay. So the next problem is to draw SFD and BMD for a cantilever beam which is shown here, and you can see it is acted upon by a load of magnitude 10 kilonewton at D and a couple or a moment which is of 15 kilonewton meter at E, and at D which is 15 kilonewton, and at C which is 10 kilonewton meter. So one thing you have to understand is that this 15 kilonewton meter, it is a couple, and this 10 kilonewton meter which is again a couple. So you don't need to consider this couple while drawing shear force diagram, just consider it only while drawing bending moment diagram. Okay, so I'm going to draw the shear force diagram. Okay, so at B you can see a 10 kilonewton load, and from B to D there is no loads are acting, so this 10 kilonewton will follow a horizontal line. And then at D, this 10 plus 15, that is total of 25 kilonewton will come at D. And then in between A and D, there is no loads are acting. So you can just simply draw a horizontal line up to A and mark here it as 25 kilonewton and shade the region and also indicate it's a positive SFD. Now we have to draw the bending moment diagram. So starting from B, the bending moment at the free end of the cantilever which is 0. Now at E, here you can see this 10 kilonewton into 1.5 which is clockwise direction, so it is minus. So minus 10 into 1.5 minus 15, so that will be minus 30 kilonewton meter. So this minus 15 you have to consider at the point E only. Okay, so the variation of bending moment from B to E which is follow an inclined line, that is from 0 to 15 kilonewton meter, and at E only you have to consider that clockwise 15 kilonewton meter. So that the total bending moment at E will be 30 kilonewton meter, and then we have to draw the bending moment diagram for E to D region. So for that consider again the section line and just apply the values for H, and if I am saying simply the value of bending moment at D, which will be 10 into 3 which is clockwise, that is minus 10 into 3 minus 15 kilonewton, that means 45 kilonewton meter will be at this point. So draw an inclined line from 30 to 30 to 45, then again take the bending moment at C. So what will be the bending moment at C, which is 15 into 2, then minus 15 minus 10 into 2 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. So that will be 95 kilonewton meter. So see, at the point C, there is an anti-clockwise moment of 10 kilonewton meter is acting. That means 95 minus 95 plus 10, that is minus 85 will be the resultant bending moment at C. So there is a drop of bending moment by a 10 kilonewton meter quantity. So reduce this line. So you will get 85 kilonewton meter. So from baseline, this will be 85 kilonewton meter. Then the bending moment at A will be, just write down the equation for bending moment at A and you will get it as minus 110. So just draw an inclined line from minus 85 to minus 110 kilonewton meter and mark it as negative, then shade the region. So this is about shear force and bending moment diagram for this particular problem. Okay. So moving on to the next problem. Draw the SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam of span 5 meter subjected to a UDL of 5 kilonewton per meter over a length of 2 meter at a distance of 1 meter from the fixed end. Okay, so here you can see a cantilever beam which is carrying a UDL of intensity 5 kilonewton per meter for a length of 2 meter. And see, how will you draw the shear force diagram? So that is from B to D, there is no loads are acting, so there will not be any shear force and any bending moment. So the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram will start from D only. Okay, so let's see how solve this problem. So consider the section line which is at a distance h from the point D. Then take the shear force at h sides. Then just substitute h is equal to 0 to get the value of shear force at D, and h is equal to 2 meter to get the value of shear force at C, and you will get the value of shear force at D as 0 and which is at C as 10 kilonewton. So 0 to 10, that is an inclined variation. From C to A there is no loads are acting, so from C to A draw a horizontal line and the shear force at A will be 10 kilonewton. Okay. Now to draw the bending moment diagram, so just consider the same section line at a distance x from D, so that then substitute values for x. Here it is a UDL, so 5 into x by 2 will be the bending moment. Then what will be the value of bending moment at C, which is 10 kilonewton meter negative. So from D to C it is a parabolic curve, and from C to A it is an inclined line, so which is having a maximum value of bending moment as 20 kilonewton meter at A. Okay, so mark it as negative and shade the region. Okay, so thank you all. Hope you all understood this problem. Thank you.